Here with Grady Emerson, TCU commit out of Texas, playing for Canes National, the #2 player in the class of 2026. Grady, man, appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
No, thank you guys for having me. This is going to be fun.
So in November 2022, you were 5th in the class. Then you jump up to 3rd. Now the latest prep baseball rankings have you 2nd. Tell me about the growth over this time period and what you've seen in yourself.
Yeah, the growth has been pretty huge for me. Growing as a player and a person. I feel like, coming from a mental side, I think I've matured as a player, just knowing more things and knowing how to handle different situations, which I think has helped me improve my game a lot. Because going into big time situations, I'm more calm now and I know what I need to do instead of what I'm trying to do. So I think that's helped me develop as a player a lot. So the growth has just been there. Ever since developing the mental side, and obviously it's kind of showed on the field. I've had a lot of success, thankfully. But I think it's all to my mental side.
The measurables, they jump off the charts. You got the 60 time into the 6.6s, the exit velo into the mid-90s, the bat speed's over 80 miles an hour. If something's not going right for you on the field, if it's defensively at the plate, what's that thing you can always kind of lean back on?
Probably just the cages. Every time something's not going right, I tell my dad, I'm like, hey, something's off. We got to go to the cages now. And I think me and him, we just, that's kind of been our thing. It's just we work. If we always work and work and work until the problem's solved. No matter if it's going to my hitting coach, Mike Brumley, or if it's just with my dad, or if it's talking to some of my teammates. Just whenever something doesn't feel right, I think just the big thing for me is just work. 'Cause I think that's what got me here. I think that's what I want to be known for, is just how hard I work.
Well, where that work got you is playing for Canes National now. You guys come in like rock stars, right? The bus has the logos on it. There's expectations. There's obviously everyone wants to get a crack at you guys. But what's it like on the inside when you guys kind of come together for a few weeks and try to wreak havoc?
Oh man, it's a blast. It's definitely probably one of the most fun teams I think I've ever been a part of. Just the culture that we've built. We all want to win. We're all here to do the best we can, but we also try to have a lot of fun with it. We're not going to be that team where it's like, we all show up, no music, nothing, just straight business. We're going to have music on the bus. We're going to make jokes with each other. And I think that's what sets us apart from a lot of different teams, is just our environment and the way that we have fun, but we're still competitive and we're still winning. So I think it's pretty cool getting to walk off that bus with all of them and just know that, we're one of the best teams in the country and we got to prove it.
How do you guys build chemistry so quickly when you guys are coming from all over the country like this?
I think just keeping in touch over our high school seasons and stuff. I kept in touch with like Alex Harrington, Carson Bowman. I kept in touch with a lot of them, just to make sure that I keep that same chemistry from the last summer, because obviously you don't want to just like be dry and not text them or not call them for like months and months at a time, because then you won't really know what happens and it's going to take another week or two to get to know each other again. So I think that's probably the biggest thing, is just keeping in touch with each other over the fall and over the winter.
This is a big time period for you. It's going to end in September at the Prep Baseball All-American game in Miami. Congratulations on that spot for the 2026s.
Thank you.
The 25s, one a year ago. Ethan Holliday's back, so many of those guys. How excited are you for this and to kind of go down there and maybe show those 25s something?
Oh, man, I'm excited. I'm really excited for that. I know a lot of the 25s. I got to play with a couple of them on Team USA when I was 14 and they were 15. So, just getting to go down there and compete with older guys, like top of the top, like Ethan Holliday and Grayson Cunningham and guys like that, it's going to be a blessing. And obviously I want to prove a point. I want to prove I can hang with those guys, because I look at most of them like an older brother to me, because I have a younger brother. He's amazing, and I know that how big of an impact older brothers can have. So I think just looking at them like older brothers and wanting to compete with them, but still know that I love them off the field, I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I can't wait to see you in Miami, but I kind of want to get a glimpse of it now. So let's get that bat in your hand and have you take us through your swing. Sound good?
Sounds good. Yeah, so probably my big approach here, when I step into the box, I have a big routine I like to do. I step into the box first. I kind of kick a little dirt. Kind of go forward and move my hips, get moving a little bit, so I'm not so stiff and nervous. And I usually step out of the box, take my breath, and reset. Make sure I'm ready for the AB. I look right here at my bat. Look right here at the Marucci sign. That's kind of like my breath point. I look. I take a quick little breath, and then I step into the box. And then approach-wise, I'm always just hunting pitches I can hit. I don't want to be a chaser. I don't want to chase curveballs or change-ups out of the zone that I know I can't hit. I'm waiting for my pitch so I can attack and I can do some damage. So I step into the box, I go left foot, right foot, I tap my bat, I go left back to the plate, right front of the plate, and I kind of do this little right at the pitcher, and I get my stance. So big thing about my stance that I love is I'm a really short and quick to the ball hitter. I really like to look at guys like Luis Ariz and Cory Seager, who are kind of just so fast and quick to the ball that you hardly even get to see their bat. So I think I like to model that a lot. I like a lot of space between my kind of like my forearm area and my chest. I think that helps with a lot of separation and not a lot of kind of pulling off the ball and getting jammed a lot. So that's a huge thing for me, is just focusing on that space between my my chest and my forearm. And then like the swing part of it, the main thing I focus on is top hand. You know, as a left-handed hitter, right-handed thrower, sometimes I have a tendency to kind of pull off the ball with my right hand because it's so much stronger than my left. So the thing that I have to think about to kind of stay through the ball and up the middle is I have to think about my left hand kind of leading the way, my left hand doing most of the work, which is, I mean, it's helped me a lot recently, staying through the ball, especially when you get better pitchers throwing better pitches. You know, so I think that's probably the big thing in my swing. And then obviously, like I said earlier, I just hunt baseballs I can hit, whether it's a fastball or a curveball. I just hunt pitches in the zone that I know I can hit hard. So that's pretty much all my approach.
Grady, man, great stuff. Thanks for doing that. Appreciate it. If not already, make sure you follow LakePoint Sports on all our social media channels. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube, and you'll get so much more happening here on campus. This season, LakePoint Sports is partnering with Johnsonville to highlight positive actions, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts associated with all the various youth sports that we love. Any and everyone is encouraged to share these moments. So whether you're the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there's something in it for everyone, and Johnsonville just might reward you for your behavior and our participation. So use the QR code for more information on how you can make a submission, or head over to lakepointsports.com or our social channels to access the submission form. And a great representation of exactly what we're looking for came from this moment from Tennessee Nationals' Joseph Sullish, who could only tip his cap after a fantastic catch from Excel Blue Waves' Cooper Mincy. Themselves are just part of the fun here at LakePoint Sports, and our own Simone Stanley hit the baseball village to put players to the test. I feel like that's it. I'm gonna look, see if I can. It's got to be it.
Perfect.
Wait, chat. Wait, chat. Wait.
All right.
Here.
That's what you think?
That gotta be it. She's in, yeah.
Had some audio difficulties to start things off, so if you missed it, it all comes down to this in the National Program Invitational, the 16U championship game between SmarTense and Canes National. We're expecting a 3:15 first pitch in this one. Cory McCartney with you, bringing you what figures to be a fantastic matchup featuring some of the best players in the nation. Saw a feature earlier with Grady Emerson playing second base today for Canes, the number 2 player in the class of 2026. So let's go ahead and look and see how these teams are going to head out here for this championship game. Again, we'll get started here from the Audi Marietta field shortly. SmarTense going to lead off with Dion Cole playing center field. C.J. Weinstein, the shortstop, hitting second. Will Myhan, the left fielder, hitting third. Josiah Andrade, the catcher, hitting fourth. Hudson Reed, the DH, hitting fifth. Colin Bland, the first baseman, hitting sixth. Luke Manderson, the right fielder, hitting seventh. Taylor Fuller, the second baseman, hitting eighth. Cade Cox, the third baseman, hitting ninth. Eric Fountain on the right-hander on the mound. Canes American will have Grady Emerson, the second baseman, leading off, followed by shortstop Alex Harrington. DH Andrew Costello, catcher Brady Mureta. Bo Patterson hitting fifth and playing third. Jackson Matthews, the right fielder, hitting sixth. Parker Lowe, the left fielder, hitting seventh. Hitting eighth is first baseman Carson Bowman. Hunter Harrington, the center fielder, hitting ninth. And Gary Gibson, the second, will be on the mound for them. Again, we'll be taking you up to first pitch here shortly in the 16U championship in the National Program Invitational. Hunt as we're again working towards first pitch here in the 16U championship game. SmarTense against Canes American. I say Canes American, say Canes National. So we're running into another bit of an issue here on our roster. We'll have our tech team get that one fixed. Canes National's rolling out. So you were here last night. I know late. I was watching on PitchAware that Scorpions game that went towards midnight. What a heartbreaking way for them to lose too on interference call at third base, ends up costing the end of that game there. But man, what a wild finish.
Yeah, that was one of the more interesting finishes we've seen this week, especially kind of late in the ball game. Both teams kind of trading blows as they got late in the game. You get in the extra inning rule, and then still a third, had obstruction on the third baseman, and ended up scoring the run. I mean, it was the right call, but it's always an interesting way to finish a ball game.
Yeah, and the throw from the catcher kind of pulled the third baseman wide. His leg goes back. It didn't look like there was any intent on him holding up the runner. It just kind of goes that way and ends up being the end of the game. So I'm sure there were some hard feelings on that side of the ledger there. But man, what a rough way for a game to end up. And then you're obviously right back at it after that one here, just like Scorpions were. You were back at it this morning for this thing, and no rest for the weary.
Absolutely not. It's been a really fun week. Not a lot of sleep to be had this week, but we've gotten lucky. We've only had one weather delay this week, so just kind of comes with the territory. But yeah, it's been a really fun week of baseball. A lot of really talented guys. Just about every game you watch the whole week. I mean, just dudes everywhere, and it's been a really fun week to be a part of and a great way to finish it up here.
Yeah, it's almost a weird way to end things too, because there was just, you think about Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There was just, we had 140 teams here. We're now down to just a handful, and now just 2 remaining here at the Baseball Village and SmarTense and Canes National. But there was just so much chaos happening, and when you get down to these last 2 and these teams that are going to be playing their 7th game to get to this point, it's a much more subdued atmosphere. It's almost like it should be in reverse, right? It should be crazy when they're playing for a championship as opposed to a little more low-key like it's going to be for these guys today.
Absolutely, just with everything playing out. These are the last 2 teams here, so there's a lot of spectators making their way in to see this matchup, obviously, with these 2 programs. There's talent up and down each one of these rosters, and a lot of guys going to play Division I baseball. So, it's kind of weird in games like this because you're so accustomed, or I'm so accustomed to being in the atmosphere where it's 8 fields going for 7 time slots, and there's always that constant buzz around the ballpark. And this one will just kind of be the one singular game. You can kind of hear everything. That can be a good thing and a bad thing sometimes. But yeah, it's looking forward to this one.
So Canes National have 15 Division I commits on their team, 16 players with national rankings, led by Grady Emerson, the number 2 player in the class of 2026. If you joined us early, you saw the feature that I did, the interview with Grady from a couple days ago. SmarTense to show. Meanwhile, 6 players with national rankings, led by Landon Shute from California, the 18th ranked player in the class. So there's no shortage of talent whatsoever, as Avery had mentioned. In this one, you look at their routes to getting here. I mean, Canes National, they were 2-1 on their pool play. They were 2-1 winners over Styx White Sox. On Thursday, Friday, they beat Georgia Jackets American 6-0. Saturday, 11-1 win over Knights Nation. They had Knights Nation again to start off bracket play and win 8-0. Then they went 3-2 over Soldier Specs Nation, and then end up getting a win over GBG National in the semifinals. SmarTense to show, meanwhile, after a 7-1 win over East Coast Sox on their first game, they come back, win 3-2 over Aces National. Then in bracket play, their final game, the semifinals to get here, a 10-2 win over NBA Scout, a team that outscored opponents 15-1 in pool play and won their first 2 bracket games 4-0 and 9-1. So a squad that allowed a combined 2 runs going into Monday, gave up 10 and got run ruled in the semifinals by the SmarTense to show squad to get themselves here in the championship game against Canes National. So a really interesting couple paths to get there. It looked like SmarTense maybe didn't have the strongest of pool play. They end up with a 13-5 win over Thursday over Rawlings Southeast Mavericks, and come back and lose to the Houston Wildcatters on Friday, and then finish things up with a 9-2 win over South Charlotte Panthers. But you got a roster of kids from all over the place. We're used to the SmarTense team, Avery, being a lot of Georgia kids, but they've got guys from all over the place. Got California, Tennessee. I even got a guy from Puerto Rico on the squad that's part of the Carlos Beltran Baseball Academy. So really went out and got themselves a national team, and they're showing out against some other national squads as well.
Absolutely. They kind of made it a point this year to kind of expand where their roster was located at. Obviously with some guys from California, and obviously with the pitcher of their last game was from Puerto Rico. So they've done a good job of kind of expanding their roster and, getting guys from all over the country and really becoming one of those national brands, and kind of combining those out-of-state guys with the good, with the base that they had built here in the state. So, it's been fun to kind of watch those guys become more of a national brand and national team.
So we had a change there in the Canes lineup a little bit. Grady Emerson was listed at playing at second base, but looks like he's found himself over at short, or was he just taking some grounders at short there? Well, maybe he is going to end up winding over at second base.
Just making sure the arm's loose, ready to go.
That's right.
Game 7 of the week. It should probably be pretty loose by this point, but just making sure you can make the backhand throw.
Canes National are going to have Gary Gibson II on the mound of the Sayre School in Kentucky, the first-ranked right-hander in Kentucky, number 2 overall in the class. He's the 55th ranked right-hander in the nation, 198 overall. He's also a Kentucky commit. Junior feature games in 2021 and 2022, and he's going to be facing local boy Dion Cole here from Etowah to start things off. Starts Dion off with a low ball at 91.
Seen Dion put up some really impressive numbers in the exit velo department here in the last few days.
Yeah, I think you heard 106 off the bat for him. Wow.
Saw it 103 foul this morning down the left field line. So, definitely a guy that's got some pop at the plate to kind of lead off here.
It's going to be followed by C.J. Weinstein and William Myhand. It's the 1-1 from Gibson. Got Dion jumping back a little bit.
Just got to finish that breaking ball a little bit there. Kind of left that one up and in, and almost caught a piece of coal there.
Yeah, Dion, part of Etowah's state championship winning team this year. Another member of that team actually sitting over in shorts and a T-shirt in Matthew Sharman, as that one goes back foul. Sharman pitched for Canes National yesterday during bracket play. Don't think we're going to see him in action, even though he's a two-way player for his high school team. He's getting that opportunity here with the Canes. They're using him as an arm and one of the top right-handers in the nation. So he's going to play spectator here as he watches his high school teammate face a 2-2 count. Rips that one into the right field gap. That's going to be down for a base hit. So a leadoff single from Dion Cole, 91.5 exit velo. That's going to give way to C.J. Weinstein.
SmarTense looking to pick up right where they left off in the semis. Obviously, the big offensive performance that you talked about earlier, the 10-run game, scoring 10 runs in 5 innings against a team that obviously had only given up 2 or 3 runs coming into that ball game.
Incredible. So. I don't think. This SmarTense lineup is talented. I don't know that I saw them putting on that kind of a show against that NBA scout team that seemed to be just steamrolling everybody, and it was awfully hard to score against, and they just opened the floodgates. I believe they had 5 runs in the first inning against them. That one goes foul. Weinstein from Huntington Beach, California.
Kind of seen the SmarTense lineup produce in every game except for the one game in pool play that they ended up losing to the Wildcatters. The offense was kind of, a little subpar in that ball game, but every other game we've seen some big numbers from this offense. See if they can't keep it going here and, kind of pace this team to maybe, end up winning this game.
We saw Weinstein here last summer as part of the 2023 Future Games for California. Watches that one dip low. He's the first-ranked second baseman in California, 7th overall, number 1 second baseman actually in the nation, 28th in this class of 2026. SmarTense has William Myhand, another local player for them from Mill Creek High School, on deck. It's the 1-1 from Gibson. Cole's taken off as that one drops into right field. Now he's going to make the catch. Got Cole all the way almost to third base and end up doubling him up at first. Looked like that was dropping in, but a little too aggressive on the base pass and got a double play on their hands there.
It's an unlucky break there for Cole and SmarTense. That ball's, runner in motion, ball's, hit really hard to right field and just happened to hang up just long enough for the right fielder to make a chest-high catch. And at that point, you pretty much either have to sell out for it getting down or you just kind of accept your fate with a double play if he ends up making the play.
About hard hit balls, that's what William Myhand does. Mill Creek 98.4 exit velo for him as he rips that one 88 down the line. It's in for another base hit. It's got to irk you a little bit if you're SmarTense. Could have had a run on the board if things just dropped a little bit for him. So Myhand's got the second hit of the game, and he is going to be followed by Josiah Andrade. Andrade from Yucapilla High School in California. He's the 9th ranked catcher in the state, a Washington commit, 61st overall in the state, 5'7", 165. Built like a fire hydrant, looking to do some damage up there. Exactly what you want in a catcher.
Absolutely. He's been really impressive behind the plate so far this week. Both throwing runners out and working on balls in the dirt. So he's been really impressive behind the plate as well as at the plate.
Lays off, just misses outside. Alex Harrington, the shortstop, turning around. I think he thought that was in for a strike, but Gibson's 1-1. dribbler to middle. Emerson unable to grab that as that one skips into center field. Harrington's going to fall as he tries to stop that from going any further.
Go ahead.
Saw a lot of that in the last game early. It was a lot of like not really hard hits that SmarTense just put it in play and unable to make some plays on the ball, and NBA wasn't, and they just got things kind of going early on and just kind of it's like death by 1,000 cuts, and here they are doing that once again here with 2 outs in the first.
Absolutely. I mean, you kind of see it at all levels of baseball. The strikeout is becoming more acceptable at the plate, but you be able to put the ball in play and put pressure on the defense there. You almost have an interference call where you'll get the out on the runner at second with contact. Just avoided that and was able to kind of sneak through.
Georgia commit Hudson Reed puts that in play. Third baseman gathers, throws, pulls him off the bag just a tad, but able to make the out and get out of it. So some runners stranded for SmarTense. Head to the bottom of the first in our 16U championship game from the National Program Invitational.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Get our first look at Canes National at the plate as we continue here in the 16U championship game from the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt with you. Grady Emerson going to lead things off for Canes National, followed by Alex Harrington and Andrew Costello. On the mound for SmarTense, we have Eric Fountain. Fountain, Peachtree Ridge, 2026, 6 foot, 160 pounds. Have his work cut out for him against a really potent lineup here for the Canes. Emerson with a walk-off in Sunday's action to get the Canes into the semifinals, and then they end up getting a win over GBG National to get to this championship game. Fountain pumps that in for a strike. If you're unfamiliar with the Canes, show up like rock stars in a bus with their logo on the side of it. I talked to Emerson about that in our pregame interview, and was interested, as a player, how do you handle that? You guys come in, you don't really know each other that well. They kind of have, their stuff during the off season where they'll send text messages and try to stay up with one another and try to keep those bonds going. But they show up and the expectations are high and they're getting everybody's best shot. It's just, I think it's as much as I've equated it to the Avengers, but it's as much as that as you can get here in travel baseball. As Emerson skies that one down the left side. These guys, certainly the Canes, come in with a lot on their shoulders. But I think you kind of ask for that when you show up with a bus with your logo on it, and you kind of come in with that pomp and circumstance. But these guys seem to really revel in it and show up for that time period they're together looking to wreak havoc.
Absolutely. They've built a brand nationwide, and everybody in the travel baseball space knows who they are, and showing up in the bus, you're going to get everybody's best shot every time you step out.
Emerson shoots that one down the right side. First base gathers, tags the bag, and got one down. Now we'll see Alex Harrington. Alex and brother Hunter both on this team out of the Cathedral Catholic San Diego. Alex is the first-ranked shortstop in California. Brother is the 5th-ranked outfielder. Alex 16th overall in the class. Hunter 22nd. Both of them on their way to Stanford. Both 6'2", 175. Fountain misses outside.
Some good work there from John Poulin behind the plate, helping the catcher get his pitch comm back in his ear so everybody knows what's going on.
Fountain gets that in for a strike. Elevated fastball swings and sends that one foul. We get the 1-2 from Fountain. I believe we've got a Cy Young winner now watching in the background there here at Audi Marietta Field. R.A. Dickey, who was thrown with his son off to one of the side fields, is now back there with his arms crossed watching this one as that goes foul.
Saw him walking by. Looks like he's made his way down behind the plate there. So.
Yep. Yeah, R.A. is here quite a bit. It helped out with the Tennessee Future Games team a year ago. Comes a 2-2. Dribbler up the middle. That's going to get off the second baseman's glove. Shortstop's going to have to make it his problem as he's heading on over. So a hit for Alex Harrington is going to have us one on with one down. And here's Andrew Costello. Andrew Costello, the #1 player in Pennsylvania, the 2nd-ranked catcher in the nation, number 59 overall. Exit velos up to 101. He got a bat speed north of 80 miles an hour. At 5'10", 185 pounds.
It's a good piece of hitting by Harrington there. Kind of 2 strikes, was able to hit that ball hard enough up the middle and reach base on a ball that deflected off the diving second baseman's glove. So kind of trying to get things started here for the Canes, similar to what we saw from SmarTense in the top half.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 7th game for both of these teams. I mean, this is an absolute grind to win the National Program Invitational when you think about not just the amount of pitching it takes to get through to this point, because I think we always put a lot of emphasis on that as he hits Costello and make his way down to first base. There's also just a matter of these players logging a ton of innings out here in the heat and needing to do so and play at a high level all the way. I mean, that's one of the reasons why these rosters are so deep, but these higher level guys on this team that are seeing a lot of at-bats, I mean, a lot is being asked of them over this time period.
Absolutely. The weather's been nice. Except for about a 45-minute window last night. But weather's been really nice. It hasn't been too hot. I think yesterday was the hottest day, up to 90. I think it was like 91 or 92. So, yeah, it definitely takes a toll playing 7 ball games over 4 or 5 days. And these guys are pretty comfortable in the box, I think. I've seen a lot of really good pitching during this event. So, but yeah, definitely a grind, and you need a deep roster with a lot of catchers and pitchers on it.
This is Texas commit Brady Murrieta. When you talk about a bunch of catchers, he's the #1 catcher in California, #4 catcher in the nation. He's got a chance to cash in here and see if Canes can get on the board in the bottom of the first. Well, it gets away. Everybody's advancing 90 feet, so now I got him in second and third with one out here in the bottom of the first. Murrieta going to be followed by Bo Peterson. Got Murrieta playing on the Audi Marietta Championship field. Comes the 1-2. Marietta rips that foul.
Breaking ball so far has been a little bit up in the zone, probably trying to bury something there in the dirt, maybe induce a swing and miss, but see if he can't kind of fine-tune that a little bit more as we kind of get deeper into this ball game.
Count is 1-2. Got 2 runners on with 1 down here on the bottom of the first. Marietta steps out, something in his eye.
It's the third person by near the plate that's got something in their eye this inning, so maybe we got some gnats or something flying around the plate.
1-2 rips that down the third baseline foul. That's an interesting warm-up swing from Marietta there. I like it. Comes with a 1-2. Spikes that. It's going to run it to 2-2.
Good work there behind the plate. Keep that ball in front and keep the runner holding at third base.
Fires that one into hands of the second baseman. Makes a flip over to short, but be able to get back in time. Nice play there at second, but unable to. Well, they did give him that. Instead, it came off the bag, so we are going to have 2 down. The second baseman threw his hands up, wanted that call, and he gets it. It's hard to tell in the moment there that if he had gotten back, but apparently came off the bag, and so we're going to have 2 down. We saw Canes turn a double play off of a little bit of a base running miscue in the top of the first, and now following suit here in the second is SmarTense. At the bottom of the first is SmarTense.
Looks like, I think we had a balk call there. Yes.
That's getting down, taking off on his way into second, heading into third. RBI single is going to put Canes National ahead 1-0.
Looks like we had a balk call on the pitch before on the line out to second. So that would have scored the first run, and then the triple there would score the second run. So 2-0 Canes. Yeah, I think that's what we have.
So Canes nothing. The Canes National with a 2-0 lead over SmarTense here in the bottom of the first. Got an RBI from Marietta to give them that 2-0 lead.
There's a lot going on there. In
there is a lot
span
going
of
on
45
there, yeah.
seconds.
So there's just 1 down. Here's Bo Peterson. Peterson rips that one to short. Able to make the catch for the second out. Officially the second out. Still got a runner at third. And here's Jackson Matthews.
Unlucky break there for Peterson. It was a really good piece of hitting, lining that ball right back up the middle. Just happened to hit it right at the shortstop. As you can kind of see on the screen there, 99 exit velo. So that ball's hit hard. Just hit it right at somebody.
Jackson Matthews, 6'4", 195-pounder from Hoff High School in North Carolina. Another balk, so they're going to score another run, makes it 3-0. So 2 runs off balks here in the bottom of the first. Along with a Brady Murrieta RBI, have Canes National up 3-0 over SmarTense. Rips that back foul.
Yeah, it looks like on the mound here he's just trying to going a little too quickly, not coming completely set. So that's where that call is coming from. Just got to take a deep breath, slow yourself down a little bit.
It's going to make it 1-2. Wind picking up here a little bit in Emerson, Georgia. See the canopies and trees in the back blowing. So 1-2. Rips that foul. Matthews, if the innings continues, will be followed by Parker Lowe. Lowe, LSU commit on the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. Fountain gets him down on strikes, but Canes National have a 3-0 lead as we are through one inning in the 16U championship game from the National Program Invitational.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports, the 16U championship game in the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney, Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt with you. A 3-0 lead for Canes National. We were just talking during the break about what a strange half an inning it was there. We saw 2 runs scored via balk. There was a strange call at second base where we ended up having the runner go back, and then Murrieta ends up coming through the Texas commit with an RBI single that has the Canes up 3-0 here in the top of the second. We're going to see Colin Bland, Luke Manderson, and Taylor Fuller at the plate here for SmarTense. They've so far out hit the Canes 3-2 as they head to the second at bat. Once again, going to have Gary Gibson the second on the mound for Canes National.
Your SmarTense here, you still got a long ball game. It's a 7 straight innings, so there's no time limit on this game. Just kind of have to regroup, take a deep breath and try to just answer back here and kind of claw your way back. Obviously, being down 3 after the first inning isn't ideal, especially looking back on the unfortunate hit and run where you get doubled off at first and then you balk in 2 runs in the bottom half. You just kind of got to collect yourself and, you got 6 innings left of baseball to play.
Colin Bland, 6'3", 215-pounder from Houston High School in Tennessee, the first-ranked first baseman in Tennessee, 11th overall. He's the 10th-ranked first baseman in the nation. Exit velos past triple digits. Remember the 2023 future games and 2022 junior future games for Tennessee.
Good change up there to get ahead 0-2. It's kind of opened up his arsenal. Can kind of throw any pitch he wants here. Interesting to see where he goes.
Gibson's got him 0-2. Misses inside. Again, Bland going to be followed by Manderson and Fuller. Comes a 1-2. Holds off again as that one skips inside.
Really good take there. Breaking ball just missed on the inner half.
Bland working this count. He's now got it to 2-2. Ketch tries to pull that one up, but not going to happen. The count is now full. Leadoff walk to Colin Bland. Nice job of coming back from 0-2 to work that count and get himself a leadoff walk.
Really good job battling back from 0-2 there. You know, we saw 3 really good takes in a row on the breaking ball and the 2 fastballs that missed below the zone. So really good knowledge of the strike zone to get the leadoff runner on and, you know, try to answer back here in the top of the second.
See how aggressive Bland's going to be on the base pass. Murrieta behind the plate, 76. Catcher velo. Got a pop time around 2:02. One skips away, and Bland's taking off. Man, he can fly. This is Luke Manderson. Manderson from Bishop Snyder High School in Florida. Primarily a right-handed pitcher. 62nd ranked player in Florida. Swing and a miss. Oh, and nearly 90.
Fastball below the zone, just swung over the top of it.
It's a 1-1 from Gibson. 90 miles an hour, but he's able to flick that foul. How long has it been since you played in a competitive game?
5. I don't know. How old am I? 5, 6 years.
Could you get wood on 90 miles an hour?
Probably not.
Probably
if I'm going
not.
to be very straightforward and honest, I'd like to think highly of myself, but I do not believe, fresh off of hitting a lot of golf balls in 6 years, that I could get close.
I can get in the cage and hit 80. I don't know if I can hit 90.
You know, I could maybe get it out just a 19 hopper to second, but I think that might be the best option I have.
Comes the 2-2. Manderson with a dribbler to short. Harrington gathers, throws to first in time, but Bland going to advance 90 feet to third. It's going to be one down, and SmarTense will now turn things over to Taylor Fuller. Fuller from Holy Innocents Episcopal High School here in Georgia, the 12th ranked shortstop in Georgia, 22nd overall in the class, 5'10", 170-pounder. Skies that one into over top of the shortstop's head. Here comes one run for SmarTense. Tyler Fuller coming through with a bloop into left field, and it's got SmarTense on the board. We rave about a lot of exit velo. Sometimes 63 is just enough.
Absolutely. You kind of, you know, SmarTense in the first inning had the line out to right field that was turned around a upper 90 exit velo that realistically probably cost them a run just with the, you know, being unfortunate and hitting it right at a guy. Then you turn one around at 63.8, and it's nice, you know, finds a nice little piece of grass right over the shortstop's head. So baseball's a funny sport sometimes.
Cade Cox, North Paulding, now at the plate, 23rd ranked shortstop in Georgia, 111 overall in the class. He's got a chance to cut this lead to 1. Throw over to first to keep Fuller at bay.
Not sure if Deion Cole's a little late getting on deck, but we saw him sprint into the screen from the first base side and get a swing in before the pitch was thrown. So kind of caught everybody's eye on the corner of the screen.
Cole, the leadoff hitter in the on-deck circle. Fuller taking off. Second tag not going to be in time. Harrington really wanted that.
It's a really good pick at second base there, but looked like we had a little bit of a slip behind the plate. Maybe, you know, got the molded cleats on the plate and kind of slid a little bit, so he hopped him there at second.
So we're going to have Fuller at second. 1 down, 1 out, 2-0 count to Cox. Gibson fires. That's in for a strike. Even things up. 4 hits so far for SmarTense here in the second inning. Fuller looks like he wants to go. Marietta unable to glove that.
Really good job behind the plate, keeping that ball, in close proximity. Obviously, as a base runner, if you see that ball bounce forward or towards the first base side, being at second base, it kind of gives you the green light to kind of get a good jump and maybe get a good dirt ball read. But, if it bounces toward third or straight down like we saw there, you kind of have to slam on the brakes. Don't want to run into an out at third base.
The 3-1 to Cox. Sends that back foul. Gibson sitting on 31 pitches right now in the second inning. Payoff pitch. Rips that one in the left field. That's going to drop down for another hit. Fuller's taking off for home. Cox is going to be standing on second base with an RBI double. Cade Cox coming through to cut the Canes National lead to 1 here in the top of the second.
Really good job of 2-strike hitting there. Turn that 89-mile-an-hour fastball around in the right there to left center to slide into second base with an RBI double. So just like we were talking about with on the SmarTense side of things, you just kind of had to reset, kind of take a deep breath, and let your offense work like it has for you all weekend. And really good job of hitting there to drive in a run, and right now you're right back in it, only down a run. Top of the order coming back up for a second time through.
Yeah, here's Deion Cole, an opportunity. 1 for 1 already. Watches that in for a strike. Cole, the first-ranked outfielder in Georgia, number 3 overall in a very talented 2026 class. He's the 6th-ranked outfielder in the nation, 26th overall. Comes the 0-1 from Gibson. This is wide.
Seeing Deion see a lot of breaking balls here in this at-bat after leading off the game with that hard hit single to right on the fastball.
Two runs for SmarTense here in this inning.
Try to go inside move there at second, maybe still an out.
1-1 count to Cole. Gibson fires. Misses low.
Look to see Deion try to drive something hard here, probably on a fastball count. Try to see him hit something hard with some pop to the outfield.
Gibson's 2-1. Marietta tries to pull that in, but to no avail. Makes it 3-1.
Similar situation here. He's missed with 2 straight breaking balls.
He goes back to the fastball to get back into this count. Comes a 3-1. Gets him to swing and a miss on a wide outside pitch.
I think it's safe to say he was sitting fastball there. was sitting dead red, looking to absolutely kill something, and got the breaking ball and just got a little over eager.
Now we got a full count. Seen a lot of breaking balls from Gibson here in this AB. We'll see what he does with count full. Swing and a miss and gets him down on strikes. Nice job of battling back by Gary Gibson the second to get Cole for the second out.
Really good pitch mix there. Obviously, you go breaking ball 2-1, breaking ball on a 3-1 count, and then obviously after you get the interesting swing and miss from Cole, you go back to the heater down in the zone. So, kind of pitched him backwards there. So it's interesting to see kind of what his pitch repertoire does here kind of the second time through this lineup. He mixes in that breaking ball a little bit more, maybe mixes in a changeup to the left-handed hitters.
Here's lefty C.J. Weinstein. This is inside. That's something that Shooter Hunt and I talked a lot about in an earlier broadcast was, in this event, I think everyone's expecting velo. So if you the ability to pitch backwards in this kind of an environment can really be a game changer. We're seeing Gary Gibson the second being able to do that here early in this outing.
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, feels like every field you showed up to, no matter if it was 8 a.m. or 9 p.m., there was a guy that's 87 plus on every single field for every single team. And, there's a lot of guys in this event that can hit a fastball. There's a lot of nationally ranked players that are going to go on to play at really big time, Power 5, colleges. And then there's a lot of guys that, when the time comes, will hear their name called on draft day. So there's a lot of guys that can hit a fastball, and just having the ability to command 2-3 pitches kind of gives you a leg up, especially against talented hitters like we've seen this week.
It's 1-0 to Weinstein, who is 0 for 1. Holds off. Makes it 2-0. Two down in the inning. SmarTense is clawed back within 1. Weinstein sends that foul. That awkward swing. Looks like that hit off of his foot.
Yeah, it was just a little bit out front there. We were kind of talking about it just now. That looks to be, you've seen the fastball between 89 and 92, and that was around 85, 84.8, so probably went to a 2-0 changeup there to have the feel for that pitch in a 2-0 count to a middle of the order guy, in an inning that you've kind of struggled to get guys out with. Says it's kind of what we've come to expect here in the last 2 or 3 hitters.
Gibson up to 41 pitches now. Here he is with the 2-1. Weinstein rips that one into right center. Going to go right in the right fielder's glove, though, and going to get out of the inning. But SmarTense is clawed within 1 as we roll along here in the National Program Invitational 16U Championship.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the man in command, come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
A 3-2 ball game as we move to the bottom of the second inning in the 16U National Championship game for the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt with you. Saw SmarTense fight their way back in the last half and see if they can hold Canes National at bay here in the bottom of the second. We're going to see Parker Lowe, followed by Carson Bowman and Hunter Harrington for Canes National. So on the mound for SmarTense is Eric Fountain. Throw down, and here we get going in this half an inning. Again, we're going to have Parker Lowe going to lead things off for Canes. Lowe, 6 foot, 180-pounder from Trinity Christian Academy in Florida. Second-ranked shortstop in Florida, 9th overall. LSU commit. 60 times 6.96, exit velos of 104. Power and speed. Fountain misses. Tries to come back, breaking ball, but misses again to make it 2-0. Fountain fires. Lowe rips that foul.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a similar approach here on the mound. You know, trying to, throw breaking balls to get ahead, because as we've seen from both teams, both these guys can hit the fastball. So trying to mix in, breaking balls, change ups, just trying to change eye levels, change effect timing.
Lowe holds off, runs it to 3-1. Advantage hitter here in a 3-1 count. We'll see what Lowe's able to do here against Fountain. Holds off and gets himself a walk. And what a bat flip back and a walk. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Maybe the most epic walk bat flip I have ever seen via Parker Lowe.
I'm trying to figure out where the bat came from that it did that, and how. We need the instant replay for that one.
Yeah, I want the StatCast metrics on that too. And here's Carson Bowman, the #1 player in South Carolina, 4th-ranked left-hander in the nation. 31st overall as he signals for Lowe to stay put.
I'm still, did he go under the shoulder, over the shoulder, where? I'm still trying to figure out how we got that.
I have to go to the footage on that one.
I gotta get the spin rate on that bat.
That's right. It's striking the outside. All right, here you go. I'll play it back for you. Unfortunately, not everybody's going to get to see this, but we're going to watch it here on our pitch aware. I think he went right hand, underhand back, underhand back. So, yeah, some nice form. Lowe finds himself at second base.
I got a really good jump there. Not much he could do behind the plate, and just tried to get rid of it as quick as he can and use the turf to his advantage. But with a jump like that at first, as a catcher, you're pretty much nothing you can do there. Just kind of tip your hat of, okay, you got me there, and maybe I'll get you next time you go.
Lowe with that 6.96 speed. Easily takes second. It rips that one into center field. Lowe taking off, going to hold it third. So Carson Bowman comes through. The base knock up the middle, and Canes got him at the corners with nobody out here in the bottom of the second.
For the first inning and a half, it looks like we might have ourselves an offensive battle here, and looks like these teams are going to be able to trade blows back and forth for the entirety of this ball game. So both offenses really putting on a really good performance.
Here's the other Harrington, Hunter, just like brother, 6'2", 175, Cathedral Catholic, San Diego. Mentioned we were talking about Alex. Hunter is the 5th-ranked outfielder in California, 22nd overall. Another Stanford commit, 60 times 6.95. Shows bunt, pulls back.
Able to land the first pitch breaking ball for a strike there. Showed bunt again, but that one is going to short hop him.
It's away from the catcher, Andrade. That stops the runner from advancing.
You see a lot in high school baseball. You know, your 2, 3, 4, 5 guys might see a first pitch breaking ball, but obviously with the depth of these two teams, like your 7, 8, 9 guys are getting started with breaking balls now. So just kind of shows the respect that both teams have for the lower half of these orders.
Huntington, the number 11 hitter for Canes, and it's back to the top, and Grady Emerson with nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Canes looking to answer after SmarTense scored 2 runs in the top of the second. Fountain fires, rips that one over the top of the third baseman's head, and here comes a run. Hunter Harrington comes through with an RBI single. Pull Canes ahead 4-2 here in the bottom of the second.
Really good job of hitting there by Harrington. Got a breaking ball on a hitter's count. They caught a little bit too much of the plate and right around the belt, and was able to rip it through the 5-6 hole for an RBI single and add on to the lead and answer back to the 2 we saw in the top half from SmarTense.
Registers at 95, exit velo, and here is Grady Emerson, who's 0 for 1. Emerson shoots that foul.
Oh, goodness. A little bit of a wide throw there.
Harringtons are now responsible for 2 of Canes National's 4 hits.
But that's a really awesome experience for those two, kind of getting to experience the entire summer circuit and as well as high school, and now they're going to play collegiately at the same place, just kind of getting to experience that with, your brother. And I feel like that's a really cool, probably a super surreal moment for both parents and the 2 brothers.
Yeah, it's interesting sometimes when you talk to twins who they want to stick around and kind of experience things through each other. Maybe one of them isn't at the same level as the other one, so does that impact where they play travel ball? Does that impact where they end up getting recruited? But you're talking about 2 kids, who are both going to Stanford playing for Canes National during the summer, so these guys can absolutely ball out, and we're seeing them do that here for Canes National in the championship game. You got a 4-2 lead here in the bottom of the second. Emerson sends that foul.
I can only imagine some of the, backyard basketball, wiffle ball games in the backyard that those two, obviously elite level athletes have with each other. I grew up around a few sets of twins and all of those matchups, and we're not talking about people that are going to play at Stanford and, getting some draft consideration. And those matchups always got pretty intense. So I can only imagine with those 2 guys what they – competing with one another, what those matchups look like and how heated they may get.
Andrade asking for some clarification there. I think he thought that was in for a strike. Seen some interesting setups for catchers in this matchup. Saw a swing and a miss as Emerson goes down on strikes. Saw one straight leg where the guy was all the way down into a near split. That's one I haven't seen too often. You got to be awfully limber to pull that off.
Absolutely. Whatever it takes to present that low strike as best you can and, make everything look like it's catching a piece of the bottom half of the zone.
Now it's Alex Harrington, 1 for 1. Shows bunt. Gets that back. Exactly how Hunter started out his AB, showing bunt. Carson Bowman at second. Hunter Harrington at first. Drops that in for a strike. And Canes National with a 4-2 lead here. They've scored 1 in the bottom of the second. This is outside, responding to 2 runs from SmarTense in the top of the second. A back move. Misses out there.
Yep, try to go inside move, just keep him close there at second. Oh, goodness.
Fouls off of his body as that one goes back into play. Harrington a second here to gather himself before this AB continues.
It's a tough spot to get hit right there in the wrist forearm area. Not a lot of padding. If you want to get hit by a pitch, you want to make sure it's in the up in the shoulder, maybe in the back, maybe in the upper part of the leg where you got a little bit more padding, but looks like that one got him on the wrist there.
See if Harrington takes a swing here, how uncomfortable that might be for him. There he is, and looks like he's going to tough this one out and continue this AB with a 2-2 count. Again, 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Canes National with a 4-2 lead. 18-mile-an-hour exit velo off of his body, so... Comes back and absolutely rips that one into right field. The right fielder on the run. Alex Harrington's on the run, too. Heading into second base there, scores 1 run. Here comes his brother's second run of the inning. Harrington's on his way into third. 2-run triple from Alex Harrington. He's absolutely fired up and has all the reason to be after getting hit on a pitch and following back the very next pitch and ripping it into right field. 90-mile-an-hour exit velo on that triple.
Bet the wrist is feeling a little bit better now, so followed it up with a triple, and you could see the emotion and how fired up he was after that really good piece of hitting.
He absolutely got a hold of that one. Well, they're just going to credit him with a double, though, and give him a triple, but they're just crediting him with a double on the score sheet.
Yeah, it was probably
advanced after the ball was already in.
Yep, probably on the big league scorecard. That's a double with an advance on a throw, so hey. Not sure who our person doing the scoreboard is, but shout out to them. So, really good job scoring that correctly. But, really a double or triple either way. Really impressive piece of hitting, turning that ball around. 86-mile-an-hour fastball in the outer half after wearing one in the wrist, hand, knob of the bat area, and driving that ball to right center, and really got to show off the speed. And, we saw, the reaction at third. So, he's fired up here as he kind of extends this lead for Canes National.
Yeah, big moment from Alex Harrington. I mean, we mentioned the credentials he comes in with. 16th ranked player overall in the class. The 3rd ranked player in California, obviously coming in. With his brother Hunter, he's able to score Hunter on that extra base hit, whether you want to call it a double or call it a triple. It's got Canes National up 6-2 here in the bottom of the second. And I'm sure a moment he's not going to forget. You end up toughing that out. You kind of had to wonder if he was going to continue that at bat. Does exactly that and comes through big time with to what we have to this point is the biggest moment of the game.
Absolutely.
See, we're going to have on the mound now for SmarTense. This is going to be Mason Corsaro from Lambert High School here in Georgia, the 13th ranked left-hander in Georgia, 114 overall in the class. Works that fastball up to 83 with 2,200 spin. He's got a curveball change. Georgia preseason All-State. There are a whole lot of players here over the National Program Invitational who were part of the Georgia preseason All-State event that we had a few months ago. And I know that's got to make Hudson Graham and Ian Smith feel awfully good to see so many of the guys that they trotted up there to put on that showcase coming out here and just showing every bit of that as they've put the finishing touches on their high school season and now going into the travel part of their year.
Absolutely. Those guys are doing a great job. Obviously, we have our top prospect games here later this week, so see a lot of talent, following up this event where we've seen, talent from all over the country. We'll see a lot of really talented players from the Peach State here coming through the gates at LakePoint, participating in that event. So those guys are all over it and on top of things and covering as much as they can. I tell Ian Smith all the time he's a crazy person. So,
Yep.
But yeah, those guys do an amazing job with the high school coverage and into the summer circuit and the showcase scene. So they're doing an amazing job.
SmarTense going to try to get themselves out of this one without any more damage. They trail 6-2 here in the bottom of the second. They're going to move it again over to Mason Corsaro, lefty out of Lambert. And he's going to face Andrew Costello with Alex Harrington standing at third. Costello hit by pitch in his first at bat. Corsaro misses arm side. So all of a sudden it's turning into a long inning off for Gary Gibson the second for Canes National. He's already getting close to 50 pitches. You wonder if he's going to come out and throw the third.
Yeah,
Another miss.
This is a long inning, but I think every starting pitcher out there will take a long wait as long as their offense is scoring them some runs. So I'm sure he's trying to stay loose over there, but cheering on the guys to keep getting him some more and more run support.
A big hack at that 3-0. Going to make it 3-1. Comes back with another strike. Costello thought he was getting a free pass. Costello is a catcher, so they all seem to know more about the strike zone than the umpires. Rips the 3-2. It's in the glove of the left fielder. Alex Harrington taking off for home. He's going to cross easily to make it 7-2 Canes as Costello comes through with a deep sacrifice fly.
Looks like he just missed that one. Hit it a couple steps in front of the warning track for the sacrifice fly, but I'm sure he would have loved to get just a little bit more of that, maybe drive it out over the fence and left center, but still a productive at bat either way and driving in another run and extending that lead to 5 here.
This is Brady Murrieta. He's 1 for 1, had that RBI triple in the first inning. He skies this one. Center fielder on the run. Camps underneath it for the third out. 7-2 lead for Canes National over SmarTense. You are watching the 16U championship game from the National Program Invitational.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering.
Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again? Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Two-run extra base hit from Alex Harrington, helping Canes National to a 7-2 lead over SmarTense here in the 16U National Championship game from the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney, Avery Hunt from Prep Baseball Georgia with you. Continue along here in the top of the third. We're going to see William Myhan lead things off for SmarTense, followed by Josiah Andrade and Hudson Reed. Myhan is 1 for 1, or 0 for 1, excuse me. He's 1 for 1. That's a little hard to read. We may have to make these, if PitchAware is listening, make the box score just a tad bit bigger because I'm having a hard time seeing it. I'm wearing glasses, and it's small, fine print.
Gotta get your readers on.
I do, something like that. Yeah,
bit.
yeah. A big magnifying glass on top of the computer screen. We're gonna do something up here. But William Myhan, we see a lot of him here, a Mill Creek player. I mean, he's a guy that we see quite a bit, as I mentioned, the 11th ranked outfielder in Georgia, 27th overall, another Georgia preseason All-State selection. He's got a 1-1 count here against Gibson, who did come back out for the third. Makes it 2-1. Gibson with the 2-1. This is low and outside. Still staying right around that 90-mile-an-hour plateau for him. Rips that foul at 89.9. Seems like he's on the fastball. Let's see if we get Gibson going the breaking ball here in a 3-2 count. Dribbler. Harrington gathers, throws, pulls him off the bag at first, but makes the tag anyway for the first out. Myhan goes down on the grounder, and here is Josiah Andrade. Andrade 1 for 1. Got 5 hits apiece for each of the squads so far. Which is after ball 1.
Seeing Gibson with a steady diet of fastballs here to start the inning off.
Yep. The 1-0 to Andrade. Sends that one down the left side. Third, gathers, long throw to first, able to make the out. If we stay on average here, I think we might get 35 hits per team, as we're here in the 5 apiece here in the top of the third. Here's Hudson Reed. Reed, as I mentioned, Georgia commit, 6'2", 196 from Morgan County. Watch that for ball. Third baseman, he's 20th at his position in the nation. He's got a 1-0 count here with 2 down in the top of the third. That bounces in front of Murrieta. They hit him on the hand a little bit.
It's always a fun one to block with nobody on base. The old the 59-foot fastball.
2-0. Reed jumps on that. Shoots into the left field for a base hit. 90 off the bat. So a 2-out single for Hudson Reed, and now it's back to Colin Bland.
Really good job of hitting there by Reed. Got a 2-0 fastball that he can handle and jumped all over it lined it on a hop to the left fielder. So trying to get something started here, maybe a little spark with 2 outs.
Bland, as I mentioned in his last at bat, has spent the last 2 summers here as part of the feature games, junior in 22 and regular feature games in 23. We'll have that event here at the end of July.
Always look forward to that week.
Marietta tries to pull that up. It's not going. At least we get a break going from National Program Invitational to that, because it would be chaos if those were any closer together than they currently are.
I think we would have to, for me and you and a lot of the college recruiters that we've seen in and out of the ballpark, especially this week, and then obviously we all know what the future games looks like as far as that goes with those guys. We might just have to start setting up tents out here in the parking lot just so everybody can get a little bit of sleep and not have to drive too far back and forth.
Well, that Element Hotel that you'll see when we pan to the behind home plate shot, not that far away, so maybe that'll be an option in the near future to make that happen. Sends that foul.
Might have to start, asking the right people if I can, just get a permanent suite there.
That's
so
right.
I can.
Well, they're going to have that rooftop bar, so maybe you can just, sleep on the couch up there. And
yeah. That's going to be an awesome spot, especially, events like this, to just kind of sit out there and watch ball games and from the top deck and enjoy a adult beverage or two.
That's right. 2-out walk to Bland, and here's Luke Manderson. Manderson is 0 for 1. Eight-9 hitters Taylor Fuller and Cade Cox both have hits for SmarTense, so we're getting near that part of the order. A few words for Gibson. Is he going to continue out there?
Yeah, maybe just coming out and give him a breather. Got the first 2 outs pretty quickly. Gave up the single, and then on the 4 or a longer at bat, with the 3-2 walk. So maybe just letting him catch his breath a little bit, let him settle back down, get back in the strike zone.
Manderson from Bishop Snyder High School in Florida sends that one to third, gathers, throws to first in time for the out. SmarTense strands a couple. We're through 2.5. 7-2 is the lead for Canes National in the 16U championship game from the National Program Invitational.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard? Front yard. Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Lead for Canes National over SmarTense here in the bottom of the third inning in the 16U championship game for the National Program Invitational here at LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney along with Prep Baseball's Avery Hunt as we bring you this action from the Audi Marietta field. Going to have Bo Peterson lead things off for Canes National in this half an inning, followed by Jackson Matthews and Parker Lowe. Got a new pitcher, as we mentioned in this last half an inning for Canes, for SmarTense, and Mason Corsaro, who took over for Eric Fountain. Fountain went 1 1/3, allowing 5 hits, 7 earned runs, struck out 2 with 1 walk. Bo Peterson 0 for 1.
For Cursaro here, just looking to keep the lead where it's at, get your offense back up there, let them swing it, and maybe get yourself back in this ball game in the top half of the 4th.
Peterson, Kansas's #1 player in 2026, going to try to get things started for Canes National here, the Nebraska commit. Nearly plucks him in the elbow as he jumps out of the way.
Just got out of the way of that one. Almost got a piece of that front elbow.
We got Peterson with the exit velos north of 104.
That's usually pretty good, I think.
This comes in 6'3", 205 pounds. The bat speed up to 85, which is swing and a miss. Man, he wanted all of that one. Bat comes out of his hands. We mentioned, you know, the correlations there with the MLB level. That's like Judge Giancarlo Stanton territory when you're talking about 85-mile-an-hour bat speed. So Bo Peterson can catch up to just about anything. Skies that. Third base on the run, says he's got it. He does for the first out. That's about half of the exit velo he can produce. Peterson gives way to Jackson Matthews. Matthews 0 for 1. Sends that foul. Corsaro not lighting up the radar gun, but looks like he's awfully hard to square up. So that one is short, gathers long throw. Unable to gather that as it jumps in front of Bland.
Looks like he might have got his feet tangled up there at short. Maybe rolled an ankle there real quick.
So Matthews going to be standing at first, and here's Parker Lowe. Lowe watches that drive low for ball 1, the LSU commit. 66th ranked player in 26. It's that strike on the outside.
Started doing a good job mixing speeds, kind of seeing the fastball, breaking ball line, a changeup, pounding the strike zone, letting his defense work behind him.
Sara throws over to first. It's the 1-1 to Lowe. Swings and misses. Lowe going to be followed by Carson Bowman.
Throw over again. Trying to keep the runner, keep an eye on the runner here in a breaking ball count.
Misses to make it 2-2. Back pick, almost got him. Nice effort there at first base, trying to swing that tag back, but able to get back and stay there.
Throw was just a little bit towards foul territory there, not able to get the swipe tag on, but good idea there.
Jumps all over that, drops it into left field for a base hit. Just going to advance, make him a first and second with one down. Parker Lowe's on, and here's Carson Bowman. Bowman's already 1 for 1. It's been primarily fastballs for Corsaro here, who's up around 74%. Rips that one to third, throws the second in time for one out, to first for the other. So we're going to have a runner at third, though, with 2 down. Excuse me, I don't want to get out of the inning. How many outs are there? Everyone's a little bit confused as he takes off towards home.
That's the third out, guys. The first guy popped out to.
Everyone was a little bit confused there, but there are 3 outs. But Canes National have a 7-2 lead. This is the 16U championship game from the National Program Invitational. Stick around, we'll have plenty more from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering.
Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Pitcher for Canes Nationals. We move to the top of the 4th inning here in the 16U championship game for the National Program Invitational. Carter Adams on the mound, coming after Gary Gibson with 3 innings, allowing 6 hits, a couple walks, 1 strikeout, 2 earned runs. Carter Adams, from homeschool player from North Carolina, 7th ranked right-hander in North Carolina, 29th overall in the class. Got him a fastball up to 88, so let's see what he has in store here over these warm-up pitches. He's going to be facing SmarTense's Taylor Fuller, Cade Cox in the back to the top of the order, and Dion Cole with Canes National having a 7-2 lead. Couple eventful innings there before the third. Had a combined 9 runs over the first 2 frames, 12 hits. Things got a little bit slower there in the third, but see what happens here in the fourth as SmarTense is going to try to get things started again. They got Fuller followed by Cox, and then back to the top of the order and Dion Cole.
First pitch fastball in there for a strike.
Yeah, Fuller's 1 for 1, so is Cox to follow, and then Cole 1 for 2. The 0-1 Fuller sends that one into left center. On the run, I think he thought Stewart had it there for a second and backed off. Left fielder able to make the play.
2 for 2, and You could almost draw a little 5-foot circle around where between the two landing spots of his 2 hits so far. So
Parker Lowe makes that catch, and here's Cade Cox. Cox had a double, delivering a run in his first at bat. Watches that in for a strike. The 1-1. Adams fires, and Cox sends that one into right field, gathers on the run. Still going to have Fuller at first base.
Saw Fuller swipe a bag after his first single, see if he is in motion again here. Maybe get a runner in scoring position for the top of the order.
Gives way to Deion Cole, who's 1 for 2. Misses glove side to start him off at 81. I'm sure if you're Deion Cole, there'd be a little sweetness in taking down this Canes national team. I mentioned his Etowah teammate Matthew Sharman sitting over the bench. He beat Aces National and another one of his Etowah teammates, Trevor Condon, to get to this point in bracket play. So in a little bit of some bragging rights there for him as they get back to school here in a few weeks. This is on the 1-0. Fuller's taking off for second. The throw from Murrieta. Oh, nearly hits the pitcher. I don't think the pitcher was ready for that. I think he thought he was going to second.
I think the throw there was a little low, but I think he was able to get enough of a glove on it so it didn't hit him.
Yeah, nice defensive move there by Carter Adams at first on the mound. That could have gotten really ugly.
I remember a few years ago, and during the future games with Team Georgia, we had a catcher throw into second that squared our pitcher up right in the back in between innings. So I had to take a 5-minute breather to kind of reset and make sure everybody was okay.
Cole swings through in the 2-0 to make it 2-1. Got C.J. Weinstein, who's 0 for 2 in the on-deck circle. Another miss makes it 3-1. Be interesting count for Cole here.
See what they go to here. We saw him go to the breaking ball. The last 3-1 count Cole was in, got a swing and a miss, and then went back to the fastball for the strikeout. See if he gets a fastball here. They go back to the breaking ball, similar to the last at bat.
And there's Adams with a 3-1. Gives him the strike there on that breaking ball on the outside, so makes it 3-2.
Went to the breaking ball again. They went to the fastball to get the strikeout on Cole in his second at bat. See if they go back to the breaking ball or kind of go with the same plan, the fastball down.
Setting up lower, breaking ball does not get it. Borderline pitch, going to give Deion Cole a walk. So 1 down, going to be runners at first and second for C.J. Weinstein.
See if Weinstein can be a little bit luckier here. We've seen him hit 2 upper 90 exit velo balls right at the right fielder. So, you know, I know he's thinking of, I'm not sure what else I need to do to get a hit, but, you know, no bigger spot here. Maybe he can find a gap out there. The way baseball works, he probably hit the, you know, a 75-mile-an-hour single here, but we'll see.
Yeah, SmarTense putting guys on base. They've just been stranding some runners, and they got to feel like luck has just not been on their side here as we're in the top of the fourth. But a chance to change all that here for C.J. Weinstein. Makes it 1-0. Adams looks back at Fuller, fires. Almost the high, throws back to first where Cole is.
Camera didn't pan over, but judging by everyone's reactions, we'll say he's safe.
Adams got a 2-0 count. Walks him and walks the bases loaded. So now it's Williams' Mahan turn with the bases juiced. Go out and have a couple words here with Carter Adams as he's walked back-to-back SmarTense batters. He's put the bat in the hands of William Mahan with a chance to cash in. Mentioned Mahan's capable of exit velos near triple digits. Bat speed 78 on the baseball profile. This is a guy that knows how to swing it and can certainly do some damage.
Absolutely middle of the SmarTense order here. I mean, you're one swing away from this being a one-run ball game. If you're Mahan here, just try to put a good swing on something. Can't get it all back with one swing, so just one run at a time, fight your way back into this game.
So here we go, bases loaded for William Mahan. Carter Adams steps off. Big moment here with his Canes up 7-2. Mahan watches ball one. Sends the 1-0 into center field. Left center. Shortstop says he's got it. Everyone's staying put. So now 2 down, excuse me. So that was about the one thing you do not want William Mahan doing. It wasn't deep enough for anybody to take off from third. Now we got a situation here with Josiah Andrade where the SmarTense can make this a ball game where they can lament a moment where they left the bases loaded in the top of the fourth. Andrade's 1 for 2.
Bases loaded, 2 outs here. See if he can't make something happen.
Miss glove side. It's a 1-0 from Adams. Andrade rips that foul. And bases loaded, 2 outs. Andrade skies that one foul. Adams testing the vertical there on that throw back from catcher. So we've seen Murrieta almost peg him with a throw and then make him jump for another one.
He's keeping it on his toes out there.
I don't want to say there's bad blood, but he's certainly making him work. It's the 1-2 to Andrade. That one skips away. Runner's taken off. Comes a run for SmarTense as everybody else advances. Makes it 7-3 as that wild pitch gets away from Murrieta.
Yeah, went to the breaking ball there, just pulled it a little bit to the glove side, and for SmarTense, you're able to score another run there and a 1-2 count with the bases loaded.
So now we got Dion Cole at third, C.J. Weinstein at second base, and Josiah Andrade at the plate with a 2-2 count and 2 down here in the top of the fourth. Absolutely hammers that foul. Still 2-2. Adams fires, misses high, runs it full.
Just can't seem to find that put-away pitch right now. Breaking ball, he's kind of pulled it glove side. That one spun off just a little bit, trying to find the release point. And
yeah, just trying to get out of this and limit damage. They were able to get a pop-up with nobody out and the bases loaded, and then a wild pitch allows 1 run to score. Walks Andrade, so the bases are loaded again for Hudson Reed. Reed 1 for 2. Adams misses, throws back to third where Cole is. Big swing and a miss.
looking to tie the ball game up there with one swing and just missed it there.
Well, after that big hack from Hudson Reed, it's 1-1. Adams just having a little bit of difficulty locating that fastball. Reed skies that foul.
Another 2-2 count here. See if he can't find a put-away pitch. Get out of this jam here in the top half of the fourth inning.
SmarTense has managed one run, but Adams, as you mentioned, a pitch away from adding a little bit of frustration for SmarTense. They can't cash in here with bases loaded for the second time in this inning. looking for that big blow to get themselves back in this game. Shoots that back foul.
Just missed that fastball there, fouling it straight back. Still looking for that put-away pitch here in a 2-2 count with the bases loaded.
Going to miss to make it 3-2.
Runners will be in motion here.
Comes the payoff pitch from Adams. Swing and a miss, and he does go down on strikes. Hudson Reed strikes out, and SmarTense strands the bases loaded. Canes National with a 7-3 lead here in the National Program Invitational.
Just burgers? It's just boring. Get your sausage on and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
Season LakePoint Sports is partnering with Johnsonville to highlight positive actions, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts associated with all the various youth sports that we love. And everyone is encouraged to share these moments, whether you're the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed. There's something in it for everyone, and Johnsonville might just reward you for your behavior and or participation. So use the QR code for more information. You can make a submission or head on over to LakePointSports.com or any of our social media channels to access the submission form. We really did have a great representation of exactly what we're looking for from this moment from Tennessee Nationals. Joseph Sullish. Cooper Mincy from Excel Blue Wave made a catch that had Sullish, well, all he could do was tip his cap for the effort. Seven 3 lead for Canes National here in the bottom of the 4th inning in the 16U championship game for the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney continuing with you with Avery Hunt from Prep Baseball, Georgia. We're going to see Mason Corsaro out there for another half an inning for SmarTense here.
Been seeing a really good job from Corsaro, just kind of stabilizing the ship a little bit, kind of giving their offense a chance. Obviously, leaving the bases loaded stings right there in the top half of the 4th, but he's done a good job of kind of stabilizing things, keeping the lead or keeping the Canes where they're at offensively. So see if he can't keep that up here in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
Well, he's got Hunter Harrington, who's 1 for 1, going to be back to the top of the order then for Grady Emerson, and then brother Alex Harrington, who's 2 for 2 with what we're calling a double and 2 RBI. Going to make it 2-0 for Corsaro. Harrington rips that one foul. Really came out of his shoes on that swing.
A little Scotty Scheffler foot action there for any golf fans tuning in.
Two-1 for Corsaro. Harrington sends that one to third. Gathers throws in time for the out. So SmarTense goes around the horn with 1 down, and here's Grady Emerson, over 2, still searching for that first hit. Mentioned Emerson with a huge double last night in the quarterfinals to send Canes National on to the semis.
Ooh, dips that breaking ball, and we haven't seen that many of that so far from Corsaro, but he drops that in for a strike. Nice lefty-lefty matchup. Emerson absolutely hammers this baseball on the run in right field. That one is backtracking, gone, home run. Grady Emerson, he absolutely hammers that 93-mile-an-hour exit velo, searching for his first hit, and he delivers one in emphatic fashion to give Canes National an 8-3 lead here in the 4th inning.
Turned on an inside fastball and snuck it over the right field fence for a home run. So 93 exit velo there on an absolute laser to right field.
Yeah, the second-ranked player in the class of 2026 shows why, as he just obliterated that baseball. Here's Alex Harrington, so you go from facing a big-time bat like Emerson, and now you got to deal with a guy who's 2 for 2 with a couple RBI and a double on his ledger, and Alex Harrington. Harrington with a great moment in his last at bat when he got hit on the wrist with a pitch, and I think maybe you thought for a moment his day was over, and he responds by, on the very next pitch, just belting an extra base hit to plate a couple runs for Canes National. Misses high.
Hitter's count here for Harrington. See if he's sitting on a fastball.
He is, and he rips that one down the left side into the glove of the left fielder for the 3rd hit of the day from Alex Harrington. So Harrington showing out. 3 trips to the plate, 3 hits.
Just what you're looking for there at the top half of your order, a guy to kind of set the table for, you know, the 3, 4, 5 guys. And I don't know if it gets any better than 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a RBI double.
Yeah, Alex Harrington working on player of the game vibes as that goes foul for Andrew Costello. Prep Baseball president Sean Duncan has been lobbying for the player of the game to get a free Audi, so we're trying to work on that. I said might be able to get him a keychain or brochure or a test drive, but I don't know that we're going to be able to get him a free Audi, but I'm sure Alex Harrington would be more than willing to drive that back to California. Got Harrington in a rundown. He's taken off for second. Up, gets away from the shortstop, though, and he's going to be safe. A little bit of a mishap there. He's going to be standing at second base with 1 out.
Yeah, I don't know how many broadcasts we'd be doing if we're giving away free Audis to the player of the game. That might cut us down to 1 every 5 years.
That'd be one heck of a thing for us to hang on our hat, though. Imagine the lobbying we would get from guys if they knew we were giving away free cars.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We'd have parents over here saying, did you see what my kid just did?
My kid went 7 innings and punched out 8. Well, I mean, my kid went 2 for 3 with 2 homers.
That's right. Got the kid with the Canes shirt in the background. He's showing us his arm off there. Throw back to Harrington. Andrade's effort skips in front of Fuller, and he's going to stay at second.
I think if we went that way, you might have to have a full-time security guard with you. I don't know that I would suffice in that role.
That's right. Costello rips that into right field. Harrington on his way into third. So we're now going to have 2 down. Here's Brady Murrieta. So Costello just misses one, but Harrington standing 90 feet away from another run for Canes National, who already lead 8-3, padding that lead a little bit here in the bottom of the 4th with a home run from Grady Emerson. Miss from Corsaro. Andrade tries to squeeze that back. Eight-3 lead here in the bottom of the 4th for Canes National. Rosario delivers. Marietta watches that and make it 2-1.
Good pitch there in a 2-0 count. Didn't go back to the fastball. Looked to be some sort of changeup or a breaking ball.
I've not seen a lot of that breaking ball to right-handers. Skips in front of Andrade.
Good job behind the plate there, keeping Harrington at third. We've seen him be aggressive already on the base pass in this inning.
Comes a 3-1. First base gathers, flips to the pitcher in time to get out of the inning. Canes National, though, have an 8-3 lead over SmarTense. We continue along in the National Program Invitational 16U Championship game.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Nationals, we move along here to the 5th inning in the 16U Championship game from the National Program Invitational. Cory McCartney joined by Grayson Rosen as we continue in here. And Grayson, you've been watching as much of this as probably anybody not named Ian Smith or Hudson Graham over the last few days here at the Baseball Village. We expected Canes National to get to this point. I think SmarTense maybe was a little bit of a surprise to have them playing in the championship game.
Yeah, especially when they matched up in the semifinal just a couple hours ago against a super strong NBA scout team that we saw a couple of the top players in the nation, a fantastic team down from Florida. And to see SmarTense really jump on them early in that game, and then SmarTense tried to do that here as well. I thought we might see something again, but Canes National came out and just looked so strong as always, and looks great in their first tournament of the year.
So they're going to have Carter Adams continue on the mound in this one. They have 8 hits, 8 runs, and SmarTense, meanwhile, 7 hits, but they just have 3 runs to show for it. They had the bases loaded twice in the last half an inning, and we're just unable to get the opportunity to really cash in. William Myhan comes up with 2 outs. They have, a pop out to left field the first time they have the bases loaded. It just feels like they've had the opportunities. They just have not been able to take advantage of them here in the 5th inning.
Definitely, and they've got a talented roster that has been putting up numbers throughout this tournament. You've got Deion Cole leading off this this starting lineup, and he's tied 4th in both stolen bases and walks in this tournament with 6 respectively in each category. And then C.J. Weinstein right behind him. He leads the tournament with 10 RBIs, and he's tied for the lead in doubles with 4. These have been guys that have just been firing on all cylinders at the top of the lineup, and hopefully we can see a little bit more from the bottom half here.
Colin Bland going to lead things off, going to be followed by Luke Manderson and Taylor Fuller. Bland, as I mentioned a couple times, coming from Tennessee, is the first-ranked first baseman in Tennessee, 11th overall in the class of 2025, 10th-ranked first baseman in the nation. Adams fires 1-0. Bland rips that down the right field line foul. Yet to see a triple-digit exit velo in this game, but we've had a whole lot of 90s. Was surprised that we didn't see triple digits on that Emerson home run the way he got a hold of that one. But it was an interesting AB. Corsaro starts him off with a curveball that he really hadn't shown too much, and then goes back to the fastball, and Emerson was all over that thing.
Oh, yeah. That was a shot.
Colin Bland is hitless so far in the day. SmarTense just got to get something going since scoring 2 runs in the second. They have 1 in their last 2 innings, and we know what this Canes National team is capable of. They got a whole lot of high-end bats on their bench as Bland skies that one. Adams going to get called off by Murrieta, who makes the catch for the first out.
Yeah, this Canes team's looked really sound defensively. I think they've also just luck has gone their way multiple times here in this game. Like we saw in that run down there in the last inning, and just a bobbled throw falls, and blanking on who it was that reached safe. I think it was Alex Harrington reached safe there at second base. And it just seems like multiple times now the luck has just fallen their way, and it's really helped them out. And now they find themselves with a 5-run lead.
Yeah, when we were watching that previous game for SmarTense against NBA Scout, it just felt like, so they scored 5 runs in the first inning of that game, and it was just like infield hits, little miscues in the field by NBA, and it just kind of, everything was going SmarTense's way in that game. Then they get into this one, and they're getting, balls that are 90 mile an hour off the bat, and they're just, things just aren't breaking their way. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, and we saw that when they did score those 2 runs earlier in the game, the early 2 runs that they scored in the game kind of came from a good rally on the lower half of the lineup, and then you add on another one, it just seems like they haven't gotten the full team to go out there and really show something for an inning.
Misses on the 1-1 to Luke Manderson, who's 0 for 2. Taylor Fuller, who leads SmarTense with 2 hits so far, is going to be waiting in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, if you've been watching tournaments up here this summer, you've definitely seen Taylor Fuller. This is already his 3rd tournament of the summer of 3.
Jeez.
And it looks like he's going to be right back here next week for the Prep Baseball Classic.
Okay. Looks like an energetic player playing infield for SmarTense.
Oh.
Gonna give him the inside strike.
I thought that hit him.
Yeah, I think maybe Manderson thought that hit him or thought it was at least going to be ball 4.
Yeah. Wow.
So Adams gets another shot at him. Skies that one into the outfield, going to be able to make the catch. So going to be 2 down for Taylor Fuller, 91.9 off the bat. Adams to Emerson over to third, and then back to Harrington, to Emerson, back to third, now back to Adams. And here's Fuller, who's 2 for 2. Got an RBI. Got a 2 RBI for SmarTense coming from the bottom of the order so far. Saw 1 run scored via balk. Adams misses inside. This is the last game on the schedule for the National Program Invitational. Adams gets that one. That is going to be fair as it gets past the first baseman. Fuller on his way into second base as Adams is rushing over to cover. Fuller making his way to third. This might be round trip or no. He's going to hold at third. So Taylor Fuller, Taylor Fuller, a mouthful there as he's got a 2-out triple. Just a nice job, heads-up base running, showing off that speed as he scoots all the way to third base.
Yeah, he looked effortless going around the bases there and putting that ball right in the perfect spot because it almost got scooped up right there at first base, gets all the way to the corner, and finds himself on third base, helping out his team late in this game.
Yeah, and almost hard to replay because as it gets away from the first baseman's glove, then goes down into the corner, and then he was just off to the races for that triple. So here's Cade Cox. Guys, that one, third base gathers. Fuller's left stranded, and an 8-3 lead for Canes National as we move along to the bottom of the 5th from the National Program Invitational.
Where is it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Is the lead for Canes National over SmarTense in the 16U championship game from the National Program Invitational. Corsaro going to continue on the mound, it looks like, for SmarTense here in the bottom of the 5th. Bo Peterson going to lead things off for Canes National as they, to build on their lead, they added an insurance run in the 4th inning via Grady Emerson home run. So it'll be Peterson, who's 0 for 2, followed by Jackson Matthews, also 0 for 2, and then Parker Lowe, who's 1 for 1. So we will roll along from this event, as we were talking about with Avery Hunt, to another top prospect showcase this week, and then it's back to another tournament in the coming days here for next weekend. And it's just this time of year, I mean, especially this event, because it goes from Thursday to Monday, it's just like there's no letdown time whatsoever here in the Baseball Village.
No, not at all. And it's something to get used to for the remainder of the summer up here at LakePoint. We were looking at the schedule earlier today, and you pretty much have nonstop baseball up here. Once the national championships start up, it is every single day. We've got some games going on all the way through. I think it's from the 23rd of June all the way through the 27th of July. There's a baseball game here every day.
It's insane. Yeah, there's a lot of overlap from those national championships as they roll in here, and we'll be bringing you a whole lot of that action especially from the Audi Marietta field, where we keep this as our championship field and try to award those trophies here out on this diamond. So we'll have plenty of that action for you here. Again, going to be Corsaro. Going to have a new batter at the plate for Canes National and Bell, and he skies that one in the left field. Go down. Going foul. Is this AB? Let's say it's going to continue. It's kind of hard to follow the action there.
Yeah. Looks like it went foul. Looks like maybe a pitch comm issue there for SmarTense catcher.
Bell sends that one to second, gathers, throws on the run. Now he does go down for the first out.
That's a great play. Really off balance, moving your momentum all the way to third base and getting that play, turning all the way back to first. It was a great play right there from second base.
Jackson Matthews now 0 for 2. Matthews from Huff High School in North Carolina. Watches that. Miss He just had a bird
yeah,
in front of
did. I was about to point that out.
Turned into a nature show here. Canes National leads 8-3 in the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah. Birds on the baseball field don't have the best history.
No, they don't. Stay away from the pitcher's mound. Slings in for ball 3. So Matthews again going to be followed by Parker Lowe, the LSU commit. Gives him a strike. So he walks Matthews with one down, and here's Parker Lowe, again 1 for 1. Lowe from Trinity Christian Academy. There's a couple of Trinity Christian Academy players on the NBA scout team.
I think it was 7 players on that NBA scout team 16U from Trinity Christian down there in Florida.
Well, they didn't want Parker Lowe apparently playing with him. He's playing for Canes National instead, and he's got a opportunity here. That's in for a strike. 9th ranked player in Florida, 66th overall LSU commit. Bet he would have liked to have had a shot at those guys.
Yeah. That would have been very funny. The one guy from that high school on this team and getting the chance to take them down would be crazy to take back home with you.
Big swing and a miss. It's now 0-2. Just those batting gloves after swinging through at 79.
Yeah, I bet his third base coach is happy he's got gloves on.
Corsaro, not exactly as I was mentioning to Avery Hunt. It's not lighting up the radar gun, but he's awfully hard to square up. Changes velocity, swing and a miss at 81.5. It's just hard to square up and able to change eye levels, and he is at times causing batters fits.
Yeah, and to that point, I think that he's kind of making these guys rethink how they approach it at the plate. They're seeing 79, which they're not seeing very often in these tournaments, and you see that maybe your eyes light up. You get a little bit more swing or a little bit more power in that swing, and maybe it's not really paying off for him.
He misses to start off Carson Bowman, South Carolina's #1 player, Southside Christian School. Primarily a lefty pitcher, but also plays first base.
Very nonchalant pickoff move right there.
Runner's taken off. Nearly hits Corsaro. I don't think Andrade really had a handle on that. So now we got a 1-1 count. Runner's taken off again. Andrade throws, not in time. So Jackson Matthews now standing at third. Excuse me, Parker Lowe now standing at third. Bowman looking to add his second hit of the day. Ball glances away. Here comes one more run. Makes it 9-3 Canes National.
I believe that was Jackson Matthews.
That was
there on
Jackson
base paths.
Matthews that just scored, yep.
Made his way all the way around. Look at that.
So that Matthews runs, extends the Canes National lead. Carson Bowman going to look to see if he can add to it in a 3-1 count. It's a strike on the outside. I think he thought he was getting a free pass to first base.
He was about to do what seems to be the token move of the Canes players today and bat flip that walk as hard as possible.
Yeah, never really seen that before, but that's a move apparently. Rips that one foul.
I know for a fact Gunnar Henderson hates getting walked. He is somebody that bat flips the walk super hard, super aggressive.
Ooh, not as emphatic, no.
I think when he kind of got humbled on that 3-1 pitch.
Yeah.
Had to reel it in for a second.
That's right.
Just in case.
Rosario gets the Rosen as he's got to now face Hunter Harrington. Then we're back to the top of the order and Grady Emerson, who homered off of him in their last meeting.
Yeah, these next three guys, including Harrington here, all responsible for some runs in this game. Hunter Harrington, an RBI single down there in the bottom of the second, and then, of course, like we've talked about, Grady Emerson, that big fly.
Yeah, the next 5 batters have produced every run for Canes National.
Wow.
Got Hunter Harrington with 1 RBI, Grady Emerson with 1, Alex Harrington with 2, Andrew Costello with 1, and then Brady Murrieta with 1.
And Murrieta's been producing all weekend, tied third in RBIs with 8 and tied second in hits with 9.
Well, the Texas commit's been showing out. He's been looked awfully strong behind the plate as well. Aside from that throwback to Carter Adams that he did not see coming.
Yeah, we were pointing that one out in the studio.
It's the 1-2 to Hunter Harrington. Corsaro throws over to first. Corsaro, I'll admit, not a name that I was all that familiar with. Georgia preseason All-State pick out of Lambert. Harrington skies that foul. But he's got over 2,200 spin on that fastball at 83, so that's tells you how tough that's got to be to square up. It's not exceptionally fast, but it's coming in with a lot of spin.
Yeah, a little bit undersized at 5'9", but definitely, like you said, kind of using finesse to his advantage, and it's worked thus far.
2-2, Harrington swings through that, goes down on strikes. Canes National going to strand one, but they've got a 9-3 lead as we move along to the 6th inning in our 16U championship game from the National Program Invitational. Stick around, we'll have plenty more from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering.
Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Back to LakePoint Sports, onto the 6th inning of our 16U championship game from the National Program Invitational. Canes National with a 9-3 lead over SmarTense. Cory McCartney along with Grayson, Rosen. Deion Cole going to start things off for SmarTense. Going to be followed by C.J. Weinstein and William Myhand. 8 hits apiece for these two teams, but Canes National has been able to take advantage of theirs as they've just padded this lead with a run each in the 4th and 5th inning. Cole's 1 for 2. Facing Carter Adams, who comes out for another inning for Canes National. He's pitched 2 innings of relief so far. Cole skies that into the outfield on its way to the wall, and Deion Cole is standing to second base with a leadoff double.
99.4 off the bat. So close to that 100 number we were looking for.
Yeah, nearly belts that one out, and our camera was just a little bit slow to react there, but Deion Cole gets things started for SmarTense with that leadoff double.
2 very different performances for Cole in these last 2 games. The semifinal game, it was 0 for 4, but he still reached on error twice and scored 2 runs. This game, giving it a little bit more of an impact in the stat sheet.
So now C.J. Weinstein's turn. Weinstein's 0 for 2, but talk about hard hit balls have been the norm for him. Holds on that first pitch from Adams. Weinstein holds again, makes it 2-0. See Alex Harrington barking out some orders there at short. It's now 3-0.
Yeah, Weinstein does have the opportunity here to take the sole lead in doubles for the entire tournament. He's already got the lead in RBIs, but you'd assume with the double here he'd widen that margin.
Ooh, they give him a strike on the outside. I think Weinstein will take that, though, if he's got an opportunity to put something in play. Cole trailing off at second. Weinstein rips that foul. So now we got a full count. Some calisthenics from Alex Harrington in front of us. California kid likes to talk. Stanford commit. Counts full to Weinstein. Shoots that one into center field over top of Harrington's head. Cole's on his way home. Crosses for the 4th run for Kansas National. They set 9-4 as C.J. Weinstein comes through with an RBI single. Didn't advance to second like you wanted it to, but comes through for SmarTense and gets them another run across the board.
Yeah, they're putting up a fight here. It's a good way to start the inning. You had the top of the lineup coming up. That's obviously the guys you want to get a thing started for you, and possibly looking at a pitching change here for Kansas National. So SmarTense maybe can ride some momentum here. Keep putting it on. Extend this game for themselves.
Let's see where Kansas National turns. There is no shortage of arms whatsoever on the roster. I believe that's Colin White coming in.
I believe that's number 13.
That is it 13? 12 or 13?
It looked like a 13. I have to be on the lookout.
Kind of hard to see a little bit from our vantage point. That is going to be David Lee coming in relief. Thought maybe that was Colin White, the Georgia
13.
Tech commit. David Lee, though, Pro 5 Academy, 6'5", 200-pounder. Fastball up to 87, curveball 70 to 72. Works in a changeup 78 to 80. He is the 9th-ranked right-hander in North Carolina, 33rd overall. See what we get him warming up at. Easy velocity, 84. Lee's now going to have William Myhand up next for SmarTense, and then you're going to have Josiah Andrade and Hudson Reed. I think they'd like to keep Taylor Fuller as far as possible from getting an AB with anybody on. He's 3 for 3 on the day and he's got that triple in his last AB. A couple more pitches for Lee here, and we'll get this thing going again. Nice curveball.
You brought up Myhand coming up to the plate. He's a guy you got a chance to talk to at preseason All-State.
Yep.
How'd that go? What'd you see from Will Myhand that maybe gives you an idea of what he's got going for him?
I just think he's just a big guy who is extremely loud with the bat in his hand. I mean, his exit velos at near triple digits, bat speed at approaching 80 miles an hour. So this is a guy who likes to swing, likes to put the ball in play, and kind of made for these moments. I'm sure he would love to have had that opportunity with the bases loaded when he skied out to left center again. See what he's got here in store for David Lee. That's misses low.
It looks like Lee's going to sit right around that 85 number on the fastball.
Rips that one back to first. He gathers, throws tags, throws the second. Not going to get the second out, but one goes down as William Myhand. The bouncer is out. There's Josiah Andrade. Andrade, the Washington commit, 6'7", 165-pounder, has looked, as Avery Hunt said, really impressive behind the plate. Got to love catchers who almost look like they're in a squat when they're standing.
Kind of a Francisco Alvarez with the Mets look as well.
Yeah, he's just built for it. Ball to Harrington, throws
maybe a
in
hamstring
time.
pull. Doesn't look good.
Andrade kind of comes up lame on that. See if he's able to kind of shake that off and get back behind the plate for SmarTense, or if they're going to have to make a change at catcher. A little bit of a rough trip down the first baseline for Andrade. He's going to give way to Georgia commit Hudson Reed. We've seen some hard hit balls from Reed as well so far, as he's gone 1 for 3. Reed, the first-ranked third baseman in Georgia, 17th overall. Lee fires. Reed rips that one on the ground to Harrington. He gathers, throws to first in time, so we'll be out of another half an inning as SmarTense strands some more runners. 9-4 lead for Kansas National as we move to the bottom of the 6th in the championship game from the 16U National Championship here in the National Program Invitational.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering.
Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Back to LakePoint Sports, the championship game from the 16U bracket here in the National Program Invitational. Cory, McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you. 9-4 lead for Kansas National, and William Myhan going to put it in his hand here as comes in relief. The Mill Creek 2026. We just saw him at the plate for SmarTense. So we are going to have a new catcher behind the plate. So Andrade exiting after coming up limp a little bit on that trip down the first baseline. A 9-4 lead again for Kansas National. Grady Emerson. Emerson ripped a solo home run in his last AB.
Yeah, 93 off the bat. That one made it the 8-3 game back in the bottom of the 4th. Maybe we're trying to beat that 93 here.
Skies that foul. Had my hand on the run. Third baseman by trade. He was trucking after that ball. Emerson steps out. This is the one time where these guys can play here and not have to worry about a ball coming onto the field from somewhere else, you know. All right, Myhan delivers. Emerson jumps on that one. Rips it to short. Gathers throws in time for the first out.
Didn't quite beat the 93. A 92.4 exit velo
He
on
was
that
right
one.
there. It's all about the launch angle, right? It's how different 92 can look. Here's Alex Harrington searching for his 4th hit of the day. He's now 3 for 3 with a double and 2 RBI.
Definitely making his case for player of the game.
Sure is, the 16th ranked player in 2026. Stanford commit. Big swing and a miss. That one comes through at 80.
I think if we see a Harrington hit right here, maybe we say it's locked up.
Yeah, I've yet to see a 4 for 4 day in one of these games of the day. But Alex Harrington skies that foul.
Probably heading to the batting cages if I had to guess.
Myhan's got a 1-2 count on him. That's the Myhan family over there recording and pitching. There's the 1-2 to Harrington. Skies that foul. Myhan has for him in the 1-2. Harrington sends that one to third. Long throw across the diamond. I think he was a little surprised that stayed fair. I think he thought that was going foul and had to book it down the line. Had he taken off at contact, he might have had a chance because he made that thing awfully close. But not going to have a 4-for-4 day for Alex Harrington as he goes down on the long throw from third. And there's now 2 down here in the inning.
Yeah, it definitely caught him by surprise that one stayed fair. And if he'd had that extra step, he definitely would be standing on first right now.
Now it's Andrew Costello. Costello is 0 for 1. Got hit by a pitch in his first AB. Myhan pumps that in for a strike. Canes have added insurance runs in each of their last half an innings and looking to do that here with 2 outs if they can get something rolling here with Andrew Costello at the plate.
Yeah, I think for Costello, it's really just about get on base by any means right now. Try and set up Brady Marietta, who's shown that he can definitely get some RBIs for this team.
Oh, it gets the punch out of the inside pitch, and I don't think Andrew Costello was too pleased with that call, but nonetheless, we're going to be through 6 innings, a 9-4 lead for Canes and National in the 16U championship game from the National Program Invitational. Stick around. We'll have plenty more from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
In the 16U championship game of the National Program Invitational, Canes National looking to wrap this thing up. They've got a 9-4 lead over SmarTense. Cory McCartney along with Grayson, Rosen, and I don't know where our battery's going to show up here. There's Lee. There's Marietta making their way out there together. A few lineup changes, it looks like Alex Harrington's out for the day at shortstop. He's made his case for player of the game, and now we're going to have playing over in his spot in short. Of course, we have somebody who, there's no number 16 on the roster, so that's always kind of fun when you're trying to piece things together, but still got Grady Emerson over there chatting up whoever's now playing shortstop. Continue with David Lee. There doesn't come a point where you have a 5-run lead and you start just plucking people out of the crowd to play for you, is there?
They might be, but they brought down like 25 guys
they
on this
did,
roster,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I think you'd rather put a PO in there.
Well, they didn't have a number 6 guy, anyone listed as 16 on their roster,
Yeah.
so I mean, we kind of just are stuck with what we're stuck with here as far as the information that we're given, but Canes National going to turn it back over to David Lee on the mound as they try to finish this thing off and get out of here with a 16U championship in the National Program Invitational. Takes 7 wins to take this thing, and Canes National has looked really good all the way. To recap things for them, Thursday they were 2-1 winners over White Sox scout team, and Friday they beat Georgia Jackets American 6-0. Saturday 11-1 over Knights Nation. Come back in bracket play, face that same Knights Nation team and win 8-0. In their 3-2 win over Soldier Specs Nation, and earlier today an 8-3 win over GBG National to get to this championship game, where they're currently holding a 5-run lead over SmarTense.
Yeah, Colin Bland in the box right now, 1-1 count. Just trying to keep his team alive right now. They're standing on their last legs. You got a future gamer for Tennessee back in 2023 at the plate, so hopefully you can get something started.
Yeah, they're really looking to just get anything going here. They've pretty much been kind of held at bay. I mean, after, answering with a couple runs there in the second inning after Canes National scored 3 in the bottom of the first, they've just had a hard time responding to Canes National since then. They've been outscored 6-2.
Yeah, a number of times it's looked like they're going to get something started. They've got 10 hits already in this game, and only 4 runs to speak for it. So just got to put something together here if you want to stay alive, of course, because you're in the top of the 7th.
I think to me, it just goes back to that 4th inning when they had the bases loaded twice and they just couldn't find a way to really do anything. Only come through with 1 run during those times. So I think that was really felt like the turning point in the game. And since then, that one really gets away from Lee as he whips that one away as time's called. Just were unable to capitalize on that moment. And I think since then, it's just kind of felt like Canes National's been in complete control.
I don't know what happened there. I guess maybe we got time called by Colin Bland there in the box.
But nonetheless, it's a full count. Lee delivers. Going to give him a leadoff walk as another pitch gets away from him. Had to gather himself here for the moment, see if the catcher goes out and says anything to him. It's a couple of really weird deliveries.
Yeah, I think that time called in kind of at the middle of his windup really threw him off. He just didn't want to stop his motion, so he got loose on that one and then came back, just didn't have it.
Luke Manderson is 0 for 3.
And he's primarily a pitcher, according to Prep Baseball.
Yep.
Actually tops out at 92 on the mound.
Yeah. Sends that foul. Manderson going to be followed by that man, Taylor Fuller, who's 3 for 3. He fires and gets the inside strike. We've seen that pitch a couple times on both sides, so there's been some consistency. Even batters may not like it, but it's that's dropping in for a strike regardless of who throws it. It's the 0-2. Lee fires, swing and a miss, goes down on strikes. So gets Luke Manderson for the K for the first out, and here comes Taylor Fuller with 1 on.
I really liked Lee's pitch selection up there on the mound. He definitely got a little bit of arm side run on that fastball, and it's killing the righties.
Let's see what he's got for a lefty here for Fuller. Saw last time he puts it in play, he can make something happen on the base pass. And when it gets away, a runner's going to stay put, though.
Just barely caught it with the bottom of his glove there to stop the runner from getting to second.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate turn of events for Josiah Andrade, who has been a rock behind the plate for SmarTense. We've seen Murrieta look really good defensively behind the plate as well. Just some really nice catching play in here from a Texas and Washington commit. I think he may have threw that ball back just as fast as Lee's been throwing it in.
Looks like we're getting some wind out there in the outfield.
Yeah, it's getting a little breezy here in Emerson. That's just the roar of the crowd here as we've got one down, shaking that thing, drops that in for a strike.
I don't know if there's any views where you can see the Canes side of the seating area, but when I walked over there before the game, it was pretty full, so maybe it is the roar of the crowd.
That's right. 2-1 to Fuller. Dribbler first gathers. That's going foul. So now 2-2 count to Fuller. As Manderson makes his way back. Skies that ball. Catches it second.
Oh, I think he let it drop.
Unable to make the play, though, at second base. Looked like he was going to have the catch in center, so he tries to get the lead runner. It doesn't happen, so Fuller's got another hit. He's now 4 for 4 on the day.
He's given himself a shot at player of the game, but if only the circumstances were different for his team.
So Bland's at second, Fuller's at first. Come out and have a word with David Lee.
The end of his day.
He's going to exit with 2 on, and Canes National seeking 2 more outs to finish off this NPI championship. See who they turn things over to. So he's trotting in here to finish things off.
Maybe a 31, looks like.
That's going to be Denton Lord. Denton Lord from South Walton High School, 6'8", 195 pounds he's listed as. I don't think that's right.
I don't know. Yeah, that doesn't look like 6'8" to me.
Interested to know who put in Denton Lord's prep baseball profile.
Maybe he's got the wrong jersey on.
Elsewhere, Denton's listed at 6'4".
That looks maybe a little more accurate.
Everyone's saying this is Denton Lord, so again, South Walton High School.
Looks like maybe a similar height to Carson Bowman, who stands behind him right now.
Well, Denton, the Canes hoping for some good Lord here from Denton as they try to finish this thing off again. 1 down here, up 9-4 in the top of the 7th. Got 2 on for SmarTense.
So I've noticed this from watching the game. Murrieta's got a little bit of an unorthodox way in which he holds his catcher's glove out. I don't know if anybody else was really looking at that, but he almost fully extends his hand out, like almost facing outwards rather than giving his pitcher a big target like we're kind of used to seeing. He'll stick his hand all the way out sometimes. Not sure why or what, because he doesn't do it every time, but I've noticed it a couple of times. It's a little interesting.
Good observation. We'll see if we see that play out here. Cade Cox. Cade Cox is 1 for 3. He's got an RBI double. One gets away from Murrieta. Do get into these situations and you wonder how often these pitchers ever even come in relief.
Yeah.
That's in for a strike.
You got to think with such a talented team, there's a good likelihood that a lot of the pitchers on this Canes National roster are probably starters when they play in the high school season.
Exactly. And you're asking them to do something completely different here in really tight situations. That counts now 2-1 to Cox. Puts that in play. That's skied. Harrington, whoever replaced Harrington, has that now at short. So 2 down, comes down to this. Deion Cole in the top of the order.
That's still
for
Harrington.
SmarTense.
I could have sworn he got replaced, but yeah, that's still Harrington there at short, it looks like.
Yeah, it looked like we had a 16 that was over there for a moment. Cole holds. Cole hitting from the right side now.
Yeah, I was very close to pointing that out, and then I was like, well, maybe he is right-handed. No. This is interesting.
Watches that in for a strike.
You'd think on your final legs in a championship game you wouldn't be hitting from the opposite side as you usually do.
No, Cole's a righty.
He's a righty. Okay,
Yeah.
I could have sworn we saw him the lefty then.
I think we're getting
else.
confused with Fuller.
Could be.
Yeah, Cole a righty. He's 2 for 3.
Well, then keep hitting righty.
That's right. Keep doing your thing. And hopefully helping out SmarTense here. Swing and a miss. Makes it 2-2.
Big swing right there from Dion.
All right, Lord's got him with a 2-2 count with 2 down and 2 on here on the top of the 7th. Going to finish this thing off. Dribbles that foul.
Keeping it alive for SmarTense. Pitch at a time right here from Dion Cole right now.
Big pitch here from Lord. It's a miss. Going to run the count full.
He's really relied on the breaking ball a lot here late into this at bat. We'll see what he does now with 3-2 and 2 outs.
Swing and a miss, goes down on strikes. Canes National finishes it off as Lord K's Cole to get the cherry on top of this win in the National Program Invitational. The 16U division belongs to Canes National as they go out there and get their celebration on. 7 wins to make this thing happen. An impressive run for Canes National. We'll be back with more shortly. We're going to watch these guys celebrate for a minute here before we head on out. They earned this thing. 7 wins again. They roll through this thing. This is a tough, tough gauntlet. I mean, you think about the number of teams that we have here playing in this event. I mean, it's
140 teams in this tournament, and to come through and just play super well. They were easily, across all the age groups, one of the most impressive teams to watch the entire weekend. So Canes definitely deserve it.
52 teams in the 16U bracket, and it ends with Canes National celebrating a National Program Invitational win. We see the handshakes here between the two squads. And, you know, Canes National talking to Grady Emerson about this. If you stuck around, you saw it in our pregame interview with him. There are expectations. There is a certain level of hype that follows these guys when they come on with a bus with their name on it, and the number of guys that they have with high pedigrees on this team. 15 Division I commits, 16 players with national rankings, led by Emerson, the number 2 player in the class of 2026. I mean, these guys come together from across the country, and there is the expectation when they walk into a place that they're going to wreak havoc, and they are going to get absolutely the best bullet that everybody has. And, you know, I mean, by and large, they're going to have their work cut out for them, and they walk away with an MPI championship. I mean, you got to feel like mission accomplished for these guys as they leave Emerson, Georgia.
Yeah, and even more impressive, we talked about how few times they meet in the summer. This is their first meeting of the summer, and to come out and have a huge triumphant victory against such fantastic, super talented teams. Obviously, they're amongst the likes of those, but tons of talent that they've faced throughout this run, and they get it all done here.
Once these guys put on those MPI championship shirts, they're going to get together and pose here with the banner, and one of many, I'm sure, in the annals of Canes baseball for them to add a championship, as this has become a storied program over the years. And, you know, again, I mentioned the expectations that these guys have, and it's not easy for them to get together like this and do so on the fly. You know, I know they have their text messages, their text groups, and they try to stay up on one another through social media throughout their high school seasons, but it is a lot to expect these guys to just come together like this and very quickly pick things up and be able to play together and play at an extremely high level and know the ins and outs of one another. But clearly these guys know how to help get the best of one another, and delivered here with the National Program Invitational victory.
Yeah, they've looked fantastic. And I think when you talk about kind of getting all these guys together and how difficult it is, you got to also keep in mind these guys are from all around the country. They've got players from California, or as far as California, and as close as Woodstock, Georgia. So yeah. They've definitely figured something out here, and one of many victories to come this summer, most likely, for the Kansas national team.
And talking to Sean Duncan from Prep Baseball and Vice President of Scouting, Shooter Hunt, about this, I mean, I think this is really one of the things that makes the NPI such a really interesting event to follow from start to completion, is that you have so many different kinds of teams, right? Like you have the Georgia Jackets programs that are, maybe made more so of local kids coming together that are developed over time. And then you had these sort of super teams that kind of come together for the summertime, where you get these highly ranked players, commits, highly regarded players from across the country that are able to come together and just kind of see, like, okay, well, what does one look like against the other? What's the difference between a group of kids that have been playing together for 3 years as opposed to a group that has been together for 72 hours? I mean, I think it really makes for a really interesting event, and one of the things that really is compelling when it comes to the NPI.
Yeah, well, it was 72 hours of time well spent for Kansas National down here in Emerson.
All right, we're going to be back with more shortly here from LakePoint Sports. We're going to reward our player of the game when we return. Stick around, and we'll have plenty more coming your way.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you. We just had the culmination of the National Program Invitational, a 9-4 win for Kansas National in the 16U championship game over SmarTense. And Grayson, we were talking about player of the game, felt like it was wrapped up a long time ago in this one. A 3-for-4 day from Stanford commit Alex Harrington. And I think the moment where it kind of felt like he had it all wrapped up was in the second inning when he's facing Fountain and he gets hit on the hand wrist area and then goes back to the very next pitch. I mean, his day may have been over. The way he kind of exited for a while, came back, was shaking his hand, starts swinging it. You think, okay, is he going to stay in this game? The next pitch, he ends up delivering a 2-run double, and it just felt like it was all Alex Harrington's day after that.
Yeah, it was super odd circumstances on that hit, and I think, it didn't even look like a foul ball. It looked like it hit him on the hands, but he almost completed his swing, and so we're really confused. Is that a strike? Is it, what happened? They call it a foul ball. He comes back out after a little bit of struggling, as you mentioned, and hits this miraculous 2 RBI double that he then advances to third on as well and sets himself up well. So he played great, but across the board, obviously his teammate Grady Emerson, who hit ahead of him, had the huge home run, gave him a little bit of insurance there late in the game. On the other side for SmarTense, Taylor Fuller had a fantastic outing, 4-for-4, including a triple. He had that late single there, trying to keep his team alive, but a fantastic outing for Alex Harrington, who was far and away the player of the game.
Yeah, Brady Murrieta also a triple and an RBI for Kansas National. They end up having their 9 runs on 8 hits, culminating for them with the National Program Invitational Championship. But Alex Harrington, congratulations on player of the game. The Stanford commit shows out in a big way. Appreciate everybody joining us here from LakePoint Sports. We had Avery Hunt with us earlier, and of course the work of Jack McCartney, producer in the back, and Grayson Rosen joining me as well here. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Until next time in our next game of the day here from LakePoint Sports, make sure you can find all of our content across our social media channels, and also check out LakePointSports.com for all the latest. So until next time, we'll see you soon from Emerson, Georgia.